Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome here to TG Cusick Park for the second semi-final of the Shea Murta-sponsored Senior Football Championship between St. Lomans and the Downs. Beautiful conditions here in Cusick Park. Sun shining, there is a slight breeze. It's going to be favouring the team that's playing from left to right, whatever it is, but it's blowing down the field. But conditions absolutely perfect. The pitch looking immaculate as usual. And this evening I'm joined on co-coms by Paul Doolan. Paul, looking forward to a very exciting semi-final here.
Yeah, local derby, I suppose, Ray. You could say a kind of a Mullingar derby, I suppose. Not as much, I suppose, as Loman and Shamrocks, but the Downs, of course, surprised everybody in their last game against Gary Castle. Can they cause a second upset? Well, sure, we'll know in an hour's time or thereabouts. Anyways, they'll be absolutely up for this game after their travails the last day. And Lomans, of course, a few changes to their starting 15 today. I know that there are a couple of injury doubts and a couple of lads missing, but it'll be interesting, Ray, if nothing else. Yeah,
certainly will, Paul. We'll go through those changes in the teams in a couple of minutes, but just first of all, we'll have word from our local sponsors.
TEG, proud sponsors of TEG Cusick Park, serving aviation, biopharmaceuticals and medical industries across the globe. TEG has been to the fore in the fight against COVID-19 with our customers and partners. A local business employing local people. Visit teg.com/careers to learn more. Wishing all our GAA patrons a safe passage through the championship.
Cusick Park pitch is 145 metres long. Imagine 3 of these bridge beams would make up the length of the pitch. Now transport 30 of them from Harney to Kildare. A challenge overcome by a great team with the support of a great community. My name is Pat Barrett, Project Manager, Shea Murta Precast.
There's a light, a certain kind of light that never shone on me. If I ain't got you, ain't got you, baby. You don't know what it's like. Baby, you don't know what it's like.
All new Renault Capture SUV for all your lives.
Paul, we spoke there just before the break there about a couple of changes on both sides, and the teams are now to hand with us, and we'll go through them in the next couple of seconds. First of all, we're going to start with the St. Lomans line out. And in goals, number 1, Jason Daly. In the full back line, number 18, David Whelan starts in the right corner back position. The full back, Darragh O'Keefe, wears number 3, and the left corner back, where number 4 is Rory Sheehan. In the half back line, Kelvin Riley wears 5. Number 17, Ryan Jones, starts as centre half back, and completing the half back line tonight for St. Lomans is Conor O'Donoghue. In the middle of the field, Sean Flanagan wears 8, and Fola Irindi wears 9. In the half hour line for St. Lomans tonight, Paul Whelan wears number 10. The centre half forward is Ronan O'Toole, and Sam McCartan completes the half hour line. And in the inside line, 2 changes in the inside line for St. Lomans. Number 23, Peter Foy, starts in the right corner. The full forward is John Heston, wearing number 14, and completing the St. Lomans line-up tonight, number 20, Enda Gaffney. And for the downside, we've one change. We'll get to it. It's right at the very end. But the goalkeeper, number 1, is Trevor Martin. Peter Murray is cornerback, where number 2, Charlie Drum, fullback at 3, and Shane Raleigh at 4. In the half-back line, Conor Coughlin wears 5, Mark Kelly at 6, and Dara Egerton is at 7. Middle of the field, Joy Moore wears 8, and he's partnered by Jonathan Lyon and wearing 9. In the half-hour line, Kieran Nolan is at 10. The centre half-forward, Conor Murray, is 11, and Kevin O'Sullivan completes the half-hour line for the Downs. And the inside line, number 13, Luke Loughlin. The 14, the full forward, is Ian Martin. And number 17, Philip Doherty, starts in top of the left. So, a couple of changes for St. Lomans. I know a few of them enforced, Paul. It certainly probably weakened St. Lomans that little bit there with those changes being enforced on them.
Yeah, it's a first start, I suppose, for Peter Foy. He came on as a sub the last day, but he's starting today for, of course, former Longford footballer, and Ryan Jones. it's also Ryan Jones' first start with St. Loman's as well. So it'll be interesting to see how they get on in their first championship match. I know a couple of enforced changes. I think JJ Cox is in the army. He couldn't get out today. Very similar yesterday, I think, with Jack Gallagher. He was due to play with Castleton or with St. Malachy's yesterday, and he couldn't play because he couldn't get out of the army. They only just started on it. But look, you play with what you have, Ray. That's as simple as that. For the Downs, I know there was a major doubt over Andrew Kilmartin all week, and a very fitting replacement for him. I think Philip Doherty is a very good replacement. He has huge pace, and he'll be a handful for this Loman's defence.
Yeah, well, look, we heard from both managers before the lineup, and we'll talk about them when we get back. But first of all, we've Declan Kelly from St. Loman's and Stephen Cleary, the selector with the Downs. Now joined by Declan Kelly, the St. Loman's manager here in TG Cusick Park before today's semi-final. Declan, I suppose at the start of the year everyone's aim is to get to a final. You're one step away from it. You're probably happy with how things have gone in your first year?
Yeah, I suppose it's been a strange year the way things have gone, but yeah, listen, you're happy. Number one aim was to get out of the group. You've done that, get to the knockout stage. Obviously won the quarter final, and you're in the semi-final now with this day, so you're two-horse race now.
Exactly, and you're looking to get in. You know, Thurles Pass are already qualified for the final, but you'll be concentrating on the Downs out here this evening anyway. They've come through as well, and it'll be a formidable outfit.
Yeah, good lot of young talent in the Downs. We had each other in the semi-final last year. It was a couple of points in it again, so can't see there's a whole lot of change difference this year either.
How are you enjoying Westmeath football, Declan?
It's good actually. It's good. Yeah, no, it's been different obviously with the lockdown and that, and the way the year has gone, but yeah, it's good. Enjoying the time over there, to be fair. It's good.
Everyone fit and available this evening?
We're down TJ Cox. TJ started the army on Monday, so he's tied up there now for the next Friday and training. So other than that, we're good to go, yeah.
Look at Declan, thanks very much for joining us here on your VTV. We'll let you back to your side here.
Thanks very much, lads.
We're joined now by Stephen Cleary, the Mayor Foreigner for the Downs. Stephen, I said it to Declan Kelly on the start of the year, your aim is to get to a county final. You're one step away from it, so you must be happy with where things are at the moment.
Happy enough, considering our first game we were poor, and we've improved gradually, I suppose, since. So we're just hoping to up the performance again today to try and make it county final. Yeah, and of course you took a big scalp in the quarter final, so I suppose the opportunity to come in under the radar is gone after that one. Yeah, look, we're probably lucky to hang on against Gary Castle. It was a really tough game. We know we're up against today. Romans are after playing the last 5 county finals. Really experienced team. There's no doubt we're underdogs here today, but look, we're here to get a good performance and we're here to win.
And come here, everyone fit and available for you today again?
Andrew Kilmartin hasn't made it. He pulled a hamstring there the last day, so he's not starting. Obviously, Mitchell isn't back yet, so that's where we're out to us too.
But you'll be giving it, I'm sure, 100% from everyone else anyway, trying to get to a county final.
Yeah, this is where our panel comes in. We have plenty of lads to step in, and more will be needed today, so we're just looking for performance and results.
And look at Stephen, we'll let you go back to your team and the rest of the management crew here. Thanks very much for joining us in your VTV before today's game.
Thanks,
after hearing from the manager and selector there from the Downs, it's an interesting choice comparison of the two managers. Declan Kelly, first year in the job with St. Loman's. Declan, I know him well from his time in Offaly with the clubs over there. He was also manager of the Offaly under-21 stroke under-20 team, so it's his first year. John O'Mahony in his second year with the Downs, so a nice comparison with the two managers, Paul.
Yeah, I suppose John would have a little bit more experience than Declan, but Declan a well-renowned coach actually in Offaly in particular, and very well thought of over there. And of course John O'Mahony, I mean, he needs no introduction to anybody. I mean, he's managed teams, very successful teams over many years at all levels, and particularly at senior level. Mayo, Galway, Leitrim, he won a senior title with Leitrim as well. Their first title, I think, in 50 years or 60 years or something. And you know, he has a huge pedigree, and a huge coup for the Downs to get John O'Mahony to come to him. And I suppose Tommy Kelly would have had a large say in that one. And Declan Kelly, of course, with all the vast experience over across the border to us in Offaly here, and it'll be intriguing, Ray. You know, they both have a huge insight into the game. I'm sure they're going to play their part, and their tactics are going to play a part in what happens here this afternoon with the game. I think another man that's going to play a major part in this game is a referee here, Alan Coyne. Alan has been excellent so far in any game I've seen him so far this year anyway. And he's going to have a major part to play in this game as well. Yeah, well, look at Paul, I suppose the one person we don't want to be talking about at the end of this game is the referee. Hopefully it'll allow the game to develop and whatever, but certainly one factor that was
a major influence on the first game here in the opening semi-final, which was won by Thurles Pass, was the wind, and certainly it's still blowing fairly strongly from left to right here, and it did have an impact in that first game.
Yeah, and I was in Tang today for the relegation battle, and it had a huge impact in that game because it was blown directly across the field, and a lot of the top players, I mean, Tom Malloy struggled to get it going for Shandona today. They won the game, they retained their senior status for 2021, whereas Castledaly are now relegated into intermediate. And it was a very, very mitigating factor in that game. Far too many wides were kicked, and from players that you would normally expect to kick it over the bar, and I think that's another thing that's going to have a major effect tonight. It seems to be blowing into the corner of the field where the flags are. It seems to be almost blowing 3/4 way across the field. It's not really going to aid anybody, but at the same time it's certainly still going to have an effect.
Yeah, and it looks like the Downs are going to play with the aid of that breeze in the first half here, as we see goalkeeper Trevor Martin heading back down to the left hand side, the Dunstores end, and I see the full forward Ian Martin heading into the full forward position at the flats end of it. So we're ready to get underway here in the second semi-final of the Shea Murtagh sponsored Senior Football Championship, and the winners, the winner of this then will take on Thurles Pass. So again, one way or the other, it's going to be an intriguing county final this year, Paul.
Yeah, and a few positional changes already I can see there that Mark Kelly has gone into Mark John Heslin in at full forward, and Peter Foy, Charlie Drummond's picked up Peter Foy here in the corner. A few strategic, I suppose, positional changes for it. Dara Egerton has gone off to Mark Ronan O'Toole, and Dara Egerton is going to have his hands full. Probably Ronan O'Toole has been the player of the championship so far.
Ball is thrown in here, Paul, and we're ready to get underway here. And Philip Doherty is the first man to take this ball on and knifing right through the heart of this St. Loman's fence here, and he was fouled there. And great start for the Downsman. Philip Doherty listened to start in the left corner, but certainly started out on the half forward line and seen a small little sliver of space in front of him, and certainly he didn't need a second invite to go through it. And a great opportunity here for Luke Loughlin, the Downs number 13, to get the scoreboard open inside the first 40 seconds, and it's on the 13-metre line as Luke comes forward and makes no mistake, taps it over the bar. Great score for the Downs, and certainly a great help to get them to settle down in the early stages of this game. Again, Philip Doherty, lightning pace, Luke Loughlin, lightning pace. So, this St. Loman's backline is going to be tested here, Paul.
Yeah, I really like Philip Doherty, Ray. I have to be honest with you, over many years. I've watched him over the last number of years, and he is absolutely paced the burn. And when he gets going, he's very, very hard stopped.
Jason Daly with the kick out. Banged it very close to the side, and ball broken down and picked up there on the break by Kieran Nolan. The foul committed there, and the free to be taken very quickly, moved inside there, hops off the chest there of Ian Martin, but he's on it again, tries to thread a lovely little ball inside. Charlie Drummond, he's the full back, he's up 7 or 8 yards out from the Downs goals, and unfortunately for Charlie there, needed to have a little bit of composure, maybe had time just to hold up the ball there and give it across. We're having a look at the replay. There was a lovely ball played through there, and Charlie had sneaked in right in behind. The angle was tight, Paul, but the least he should have got out of it was a score.
Oh, what a ball indoor, Ray. He had more time, I think, than he thought maybe, and of course when you get a fullback, I suppose, in that position, sometimes they get a nosebleed. They're up that far up the field, but it certainly was a chance, a major chance.
That time a chance there falling to the full forward Ian Martin, but Ian just didn't get the connection with the left foot that he was hoped to get. But certainly into the breeze. It's the Downs that have settled in the early stages, just over 2.25 minutes gone. The Downs that solitary. Luke Loughlin pointed on the scoreboard. Loman's yet to register. Jason Daly is with the kick out again, takes 2 steps back and fires it out, but again great fielding out there in the middle of the field by the Downsmen, and they're coming forward again. Ball is kicked in to Ian Martin. Ian out in front of Darragh O'Keefe, takes him on, looking for the runner to come off the shoulder. The man that offers himself is Luke Loughlin. Luke rifles it with the inside of the left foot, and that's a fabulous score again for the corner forward, and certainly Luke Loughlin looks like he's up for this game.
Yeah, it was a super score. Great catch that time by Conor Coughlin at the centre of the field as well, Ray. There was 3 or 4 Lomans running around him, and he plucked it up over their heads, and a good ball into Ian Martin. And when Martin saw that Luke Loughlin was free, he shipped it onto him, but Luke off his wrong foot, I suppose, shall we say, but it was a beautiful score and well executed.
Loman's going short with the kick out, and the Downsmen turn it over again. There's an opportunity here for Luke again, has one look at the post and fires it over the bar there. 3 points in quick succession, and Loman's will want to be very careful here, because the Downsmen, the St. Lomans have tried to go long, they tried to go short that time to Conor O'Donoghue. He was turned over, and Luke Loughlin, in the form he's in like this, what a start for the Downs number 13. 3 great scores, 1 from the free and 2 from play, and Jason Daly, I don't think he'll make the mistake to go short this time, and that he doesn't. Goes long with the right foot, over the far side it goes, but finds hands again of a Downs man over there on the far side of the field. The ball is given inside there, but Ronan O'Toole tracking back, gets a hand on it, as that ball was intended for Kieran Martin, but Ronan is closed down, gets the possession, opens it out then, and a push there on the back of Ronan O'Toole there by Kieran Nolan there, and the free is going to be for the Downs. David Whelan takes it short and takes the return pass, and no one's trying to break and get into the Downs half of the field for the first time. Ronan O'Toole coming forward, heavily tackled and fouled there, and just for good measure, gets a second belt there, but the referee not too happy about that, and he says bring the ball forward, and Ronan O'Toole is carrying it forward now. This free is going to be pretty close to the 45 metre line. Referee just making sure that everyone is settled down and is taken quickly, and Ronan giving off here again to John Heston. John, marked by Mark Kelly, remember, gives it back out to Ronan O'Toole, and Ronan gets the shot away with trying to get it off the inside of his left foot, and that time doesn't get it on target. And Downs men have settled in, Paul, in the opening 4 and 5 minutes seem to have settled very well. A lot of players getting their hands on the ball and did well there on that attack as well. And just as I say that, then good kick out worked over on the far side, and the Downs are on the move again, coming forward, full of energy. Ball fired inside, looking for Luke. Didn't get it to the hand, goes off his foot, and on the break is St. Lomans, and St. Lomans coming forward, great pace there, shown by the number 8 there, Sean Flanagan. Sean just holds it up, sees that he has a teammate over there, that's Kelvin Riley. Kelvin just holds the possession, back through the hands it go. Sean Flanagan coming central here, and now flicks it over here to Conor Donoghue. Conor is in space, he has a couple of teammates in support there, uses them to create a little bit more space, and he's carried in heading towards the Downs 20 metre line, gives the ball inside. The ball then is given in there to the number 24 there, but good work there by the Downs backs there, and a great block there, and possession turned over. That's Fionn O'Hara there, the man that's in there, and the ball is kicked down by the down this side of it. Ian Martin shown very well out in front of his man, gives the pass off straight away to Luke Loughlin. Luke has one look at the post. I don't know, Paul Doolin, I can hardly draw a breath here, but Luke Loughlin is on absolute fire. Yeah, and if Lomans keep giving him that space, he's going to punish them every time. It's interesting to note a change to the Lomans team before the start of the game. Fionn O'Hara is playing at full forward for them. He wasn't listed with us, but he's definitely playing number 24. He's on the pitch, of course. He's on contract with Leinster Rugby, I think, and he's definitely playing at full forward. I don't know who is dropped, Ray, but he's definitely in there anyway, number 24. Yeah, we'll watch that as it develops on, but St. Lomans have the possession back there. Luke Loughlin giving it away, and St. Lomans right from their own 45, building again. Ronan O'Toole drifting deep. He's been marked there, tightly marked by Dara Egerton. Dara gets a tackle on him, but then again commits the foul. Downs backs need to be careful. We're only 8 and 3/4 minutes into the opening half. The last thing they need is to be getting yellow cards at this stage. Referee, don't think dish went out that time, but Ronan O'Toole is ready to take the free, and he goes short, gives it off to Sean Flanagan, takes the return pass, jinks off to his right hand side, carries it forward, looking for a man in over the top. That man is John Heslin, and John Heslin has it, comes in. John was under a bit of pressure there as he got the shot away and couldn't get the power that he needed into it, and Trevor Martin in the goals kept his eye on the ball, just dropped to his left and made the save and clears it out. And the Downs now are on the break, on the turnover again, into the centre to go. Good work here by their number 12, that's Kevin O'Sullivan. Kevin gives it off, he's still going right inside, does very well, doesn't get the pass away because Foley Indy does very well. He tracked him back the whole way back. Great work there by the big midfielder, has support over there where Rory Sheehan and St. Lomans turned the possession over, and Fola has it again, coming centre just on his own 45, fist the ball over into a little bit of space here where it's gathered there for St. Lomans, and they have the possession there. That's Ryan Jones, the number 17, that had that there. Ryan gives it back then to Sam McCartan, and they hold the ball. Ryan has it again, lifts his head and sees that there's a man in acres of space over on the far side of the field in the right half back position, coming up along the line very slowly. pulled it back inside to Paul Whelan. Paul gives it into Sam McCartan. Sam into a little bit of space, carries it forward, still going forward, tips the ball off into tight space, but again there was a trip there, I think, on one of the St. Loman's forwards there, just as the two Downs men converged on him there. I don't think he was going to be going anywhere, but the foul is committed and the free award, and this free inside the 45 metre line, very central here. And I think it's John Heston that's on the ground, is it? No, it's not. I see John over there wearing the number 14, but certainly he will be taking this free, and certainly it's a scoreable free for John Heston. And certainly, Paul, this is a score that St. Loman's badly need.
Yeah, I think it's Ronan O'Toole that's actually down. They certainly won't want to have him injured. Funahara is in. We were given that the number 20 was starting Andy Gaffney, but I don't see him out there tomorrow. Definitely Funahara is playing in the full forward position, and indeed it was Ronan O'Toole that's down. And of course, again, we've talked about this on many occasions, and I suppose we've been a little bit pilloried about it as well for the soft free job, but that's just a needless free to be given away. There was 3 Downs men around him, and they probably could have defended a little bit better than that. But having said that, it's very easy for us to say that up here, but a poor kick from John Heslin.
Yeah, so he just dropped it into the goalie's hands there. Not like John to do that, but remember, we did say it, there is a strong breeze here, and the Downs have the ball now. Shane Raleigh going across his own goals, and Downs do very well there. Darrigan in a little bit of space, and they're carrying the ball forward. Downs breaking at great pace. In fact, that was Philip Doherty, the number 17, that carried that ball forward. But the Downs have the possession here again, come sideways over here to Kieran Nolan. Kieran has a look at what's in front of him, what options he has, gives a lovely ball inside. Then the full forward there is Ian Martin. Ian out in front of Darrigan, very close to the side, then toes it. Tries to take on his man, he's pushed away, but he's still trying to take him on. He's on the end line, gives a beautiful ball back outside, and the ball is eventually worked as far as Luke Loughlin, and Luke takes a shot. It's a high one, it's dropping in front of the goals. Up they go, no one able to get clean possession, but it's the Downsmen that are fighting for. The ball is picked up and given back very quickly to Luke Loughlin, and this is certainly the Luke Loughlin show. Paul Doolan, 5 points for the number 13.
No, it's just excellent and great football by the Downs, it has to be said, Ray. They're absolutely terrifying this Loman's defence at the moment. Loman's are at 6s and 7s, they don't know who to mark. I mean, Ian Martin got that ball that time, was heading towards the sideline, and 2 Loman players around it, and somehow he managed to get past Darragh O'Keefe and David Whelan, and somehow managed to get a pass into the corner there, and that was just superb work. And eventually it was a poor shot by Luke the first time, but when he got the second chance, Ray, he didn't make any mistake with it.
He's on the ball again out there on the Downs or Loman's 45 metre line, and they're working at centre, holding the possession. Ball is fed in, it's a beautiful ball fed in there. There's in acres of space. It's a great chance here first. The Downsmen didn't make the most of that there, bit casual there, but it was a super ball played in by Jonathan Lynham. Caught a man, teammate in acres of space inside. Probably should have popped it over the bar for the point, or if they needed a goal, certainly needed to be shown a little bit more incisiveness, but the opportunity is lost, and Lomans have the possession here again, and eventually Paul Whelan treads it over to the far side of the field where Kelvin Riley is in loads of space. Kelvin jinks inside onto his left foot, gives the ball away there to Paul Whelan. Paul then carries it forward into traffic again. Downs backs, trying to get close to them. The ball is fired in by Ronan O'Toole, looking for the inside man here, and an opportunity of a shot coming in there from Sam McCartan, but Sam hits that badly wide there, and certainly that proves to Paul the pressure that these Loman's forwards are under.
Oh yeah, but I mean that's as wild a kick you should see in Cusack Park. It was closer to the sideline than it was nearly to the goals, Ray. And if Lomans are going to persist with this, they're going to be in big trouble, because the Downs are playing at a different tempo to them at the moment. Lomans are very, very sluggish and are struggling in every position, in my opinion, particularly around the centre of the field. The Downs are picking up every ball, and when they come on the attack rate, they're coming at huge pace, and it is absolutely terrifying, this Lomans defence at the moment. So Declan Kelly has his work cut out. I think he'll be looking for the water break more so than John Mahan in the Downs dugout. I think the water break might come to St. Loman's aid here more than anything else.
Yeah, John O'Mahony, the Downs manager, certainly will be hoping that his side can push on, get another couple of scores, but Sean Flanagan this time has been swung out of and gets the free for his side and just knocks the ball back 25 metres to a teammate. Kelvin Riley coming forward and looking for the options, gives it into Ronan O'Toole, but Ronan again caught waiting for the ball there, and the Downs man Darragh stands in straight away, and as Paul had alluded, just 3 Downs men on the break at pace. Kevin Sullivan is the man that takes the shot, and finally we have another Downsman on the scoreboard. That's not Luke Loughlin. That was a great score there by Kevin O'Sullivan. Great turnover by Darragh Egerton. Ronan O'Toole thought he had all day to wait for the ball to come into his chest. Darragh Egerton stepped in straight away, got the hand on it, turned it over. 3 Downs men on the break. That's a great score. Certainly no more than the Downs deserve, because Kevin had a chance earlier on a couple of minutes ago, didn't take it, but certainly backed himself that time and tapped it over the bar with the inside of his right foot. And the kick out again for Jason Daly, and he's under pressure with his kick outs, looking for somebody to make them move the far side. But again, Downsman charging forward. Huge play there. Ball is moved on as far as Luke Loughlin. Luke was over to join his teammate at the first attempt. Luke takes a shot, but this time Luke can't get the curl that he needed on the outside of the left foot there. And that one comes across in front of Jason Daly's post there. But the hunger that these Downsmen have, I think that was Charlie Drum, the full back there, that stepped in there, wasn't favoured to win the ball, Paul Doolan, but closed down his man and got his hand on the ball.
Oh, it's sheer hunger, Ray. They're getting to every ball and they're hunting for every ball and hunting in packs. And at the moment, Lomans are in serious trouble, Ray. 6 points down with less than 15 minutes gone, and it's a true reflection of the play, if the truth be known. St. Lomans have been overrun in the forward line, particularly the transition from the Downs defence to their attack has really caused St. Lomans problems. And if you look at it, John Heslin, who's named at full forward, he's almost playing at the centre of the field now.
Out in the middle of the field, Mark Kelly tracking him all the way out there from the full forward position. But St. Lomans on with the possession, run into a little bit of traffic. They have to go back ways to retain the possession. The ball is given back here where Ryan Jones steps into the fray, and Ryan gives it off again to the number 23, that's Peter Foy. And Peter back to John Heston. John looks up, ball to no one in particular as the Downsman gets a hand to it, and the breaking ball seems to be going to the Downs all the time in this early stages. And good work back in there by the Downs. Have a chance to open it to come right, but they don't use it. They're going down the field. Great work again there in the half back line there, coming forward with it. Runners again charging forward at every opportunity. Ball given here to Philip Doherty. Couldn't take it at full stride, but he gets it now and gives it on now to the last man to get a score. That's Kevin Sullivan. Kevin gives a nice hand pass on. Ball is given back to Luke Loughlin. Luke gives a little fisted pass and he's gone through. An opportunity here for Luke. Takes a shot. Oh! Luke Loughlin off the butt of the upright and goes wide. Fabulous score here. We'll look at that again, Paul Doolan on the replay. That was
the man outside, Ray.
Very best.
He had Ian Martin on the far side, him absolutely on his own.
I think Luke backed himself all the time in that position, and that was an opportunity. Certainly would have left St. Lomans with a huge mountain to climb if that had ended up in the bottom corner of Jason Daly's net, but it's not to be. But again, there's serious warning signs going off in that St. Lomans defence every time the Downs break, because Paul, they're breaking a huge pace.
No, it's red alert time every time the Downs get a ball. Even that came from a block on their own 14-yard line, Ray, and within 4 passes it was up into the forward line and almost a goal. It was so cleverly worked, and if that had gone in, Ray, this was serious. We had serious shock on our hands here this evening. But the football that's all been played is all been played by the Downs. St. Lomans look absolutely shell shocked at the moment. There's no shape to their game whatsoever. They have no method. Their puppet master, as I call him, Ronan O'Toole, has been completely shut down by Darragh Egerton, who has been outstanding in the first few minutes. Joe Morden at centre half back there has led the line as very well. He seems to be playing at the centre half back position. He's named at middle of the field, but he seems to be in the centre half position. And at the moment, Ray, that water break couldn't have come at a more opportune time for the Blues.
Yeah, absolutely. Certainly Declan Kelly had lots of words to say to his side there during that break here, and he'll be hoping that they can get themselves back into life, get themselves back into this game. The clock said we're just over 17 minutes and 15 seconds gone, and Jason Daly is ready to resume with the kick out. Ball gathered out there, good catch there by Peter Foy there, and Peter fires the ball in looking for man inside. That's the number 24, Fionn O'Hara. Fionn gives the ball inside but doesn't go to hand, but St. Lomans then indiscretion. I think it was Sam McCartan coming across there, touched the ball on the ground there, and it's a free out for the Downs. And at the moment, Paul, nothing going right for St. Lomans and everything for the Downs, but free is taken quickly and Trevor Martin in the goals has it, and referee said he's not happy from the position it was taken from, and ball is in Trevor's hand. He has to take it again, and he goes across in front of his goals here, and the Downs working out. Mark Kelly is there, pass across here to the man that's listed at fullback, Charlie Drum. Charlie comes forward, This time just waiting for the runners to come off the shoulders, and the Downs then move it on down the line where Kieran Nolan has it. Kieran gets a bit of space, goes central, has men running off him, but he holds the possession, goes across central. Again, nobody closing him down, and he gets time to look up and gives the ball inside, but good work there. That was the full back, Darragh O'Keefe there, dived in there and got a hand on the ball, and this ball is now eventually with Peter Foy. Peter gives it off to Ron O'Toole, running on to Conor Donoghue, and St. Loman's trying to break and try to manufacture something, but Ron O'Toole is held up again, forced back into his own half of the field, but experienced player just holds that possession, looks up and sees that there is a man over there in space on the far side. St. Loman's, that man is Paul Whelan. Paul gives it inside. Sam McCartan is out on the ball now, so gives it inside, back again to Peter Foy. Peter waiting for John Heston to join the play. John steps and onto his right foot, takes the shot. The umpire is looking up at it as the ball comes across the front of the goals, and this time John can't get it on target either, and ball harmlessly out over the end line, and before St. Loman's can almost turn around, Trevor Martin is out on the 20-metre line, ready with the kick out. The clock says 19 minutes and 15 seconds gone in the opening half. Trevor taking his time this time, kicks it out here, doesn't get to its intended target because it's straight into the arms of Rory Sheehan, and Roland O'Toole now has the ball, and Roland gives the ball inside, but again poor pass inside, and the Downsmen are able to work back. Mark Kelly was alert to that, but certainly there was an opportunity there for the Loman's men to get themselves on the scoreboard there if that ball had gone to hand, but it didn't, and the Downsmen are coming out. It's over on the far side of the field, and good work over there by Fola Indi, and Fola is under pressure. The ball is on the ground again. He's been tackled hard and has to work very hard. Looked like he touched it on the ground. Referee signals no. Referee signals that he was pushed there as he was going down on the ball, and the free is given to St. Loman's, and they have it taken quickly, and again come forward to Conor Donoghue, who's in a little bit of space over here, being invited to come onto the ball here, and he hasn't. Gives it back to Ronan O'Toole. Ronan takes on his opponent, almost shrugs him off his back, but gives a lovely ball inside, and St. Loman's with the opportunity here, the ball going through the hands a couple of times here, and eventually Ronan O'Toole under pressure with the shot, and under pressure he was, and the ball is across the front of the goals. And Paul, we have to give the Downs backs huge credit if they can keep up the work rate that they have shown in this opening 20 minutes, but they're putting St. Loman's under severe pressure every time they get in near that goals.
Yeah, and it's that man again, Ronan O'Toole. The Downs have obviously targeted him. John O'Mahony has obviously said to his charges, we have to close this man down if we want to win this game, and it's working for them so far. He's been put under tremendous pressure, and in fairness, he's not getting any help from his other six forwards. They have been drawn right out the field, and the Downs are just sitting back, allowing Loman's come a certain amount onto the field, and as soon as they come that far onto the field, then they're putting the pressure on, and it's absolutely stifling the life out of them. Again, we see John Heslin named at full forward. He's almost at the middle of the field, has been at the middle of the field for the last 10-15 minutes, and they're under serious pressure here.
The ball is fired in this time by the 23 Peter Foy, but again doesn't go to find his intended target, and the Downs turn them over again. And as we look out here, we can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Downs players trying to get into in along with their teammates in attack. Luke Loughlin is the man that has it. Luke has a look around. He's been slowed up this time, has to give the ball back to Charlie Drum there coming in support, but Luke has the ball again. He's outside the St. Loman's 45, turns then, gives a lovely little ball inside there to Philip Doherty. Philip takes on his man, gives the ball inside, but again doesn't go to hand there. There was an opportunity there, but St. Loman's were alert. Their backs there did well, closed the Downsmen down, but the Downs again getting into tackles. They're making life very hard for St. Loman's, trying to get out of defence, and eventually Kelvin Riley has it going down the sideline over on the far side of the field, slows down, looking for a runner to come off the shoulder, has that man. That man is Sean Flanagan coming inside, gives it off to Ronan O'Toole. Ronan trying to orchestrate something for his side, again carries it right in, again gets away from Downs' backs for the first time, but then comes back in and draws the foul there. And I think it was probably a trip on Ronan O'Toole there more than anything. It was just bodies in around him, but certainly an opportunity here for Ronan O'Toole to get the opening score. He did very well. There was 3 players around him, and he was tripped there and went to ground, and in fact Ronan is leaving it to John Heslin, and certainly, Paul, we expect John Heslin to get this one over the crossbar.
Yeah, Ronan O'Toole was exceptional there. 3 Downsmen around him, and he still managed to get a free, but it was lazy defending again, Ray. There were 3 men around him. They could have bottled him up. There was nothing coming off the shoulder. If Ronan O'Toole didn't make something of that, there wasn't a whole lot of other options for him at that stage.
And John Heston, the number 14 for St. Lomans, gets the scoreboard finally moving for St. Lomans, and that first score comes after 23 minutes of this opening half of this Shea Murta sponsored Senior Football Championship. Nice score for St. Lomans. Certainly will probably give them a little bit of encouragement, certainly anyway. Trevor Martin trying to pick out a man here this side of the field. Good hands there by the two midfielders there, and the ball is eventually with Jonathan Lynham. Jonathan pulled to the ground there, and the free, and I think there's going to be a yellow card here, Paul. Will it be anything worse than a yellow card? And
I don't think so. Okay, Christmas card or something maybe. In fact,
the referee just had a little quick word with the big number 9 for St. Lomans, and the free is going to be for Luke Loughlin. It's on the 45-metre line. Thought he might fancy having a go at it with the wind on his back there. Just decides to hold possession, gives it back to his teammate there. That's the corner back there, Shane Raleigh. Shane gives it inside now to Jonathan Lynham. Jonathan fisted ball inside. Downsman with the possession. That's Kieran Nolan has it. Kieran has to come back and tries to tread the ball through. Very close to being touched on the ground there by Sam McCartan, but Sam gives the ball across the centre, and that's not a good idea to do when Luke Loughlin is around, and Luke takes a shot, but Luke didn't just put that over the bar. They needed to put his foot through that one, tried to just guide it over Jason Daly's crossbar, but Jason rose high and just pulled it down from almost going over the bar. And St. Lomans building again, let off for them there now, and they're building right back in their own half back line, coming across with Ron O'Toole again. Ron O'Toole playing 46 metres out from his own goals, but St. Lomans have the possession coming forward. Sam McCartan is on the ball, gives it back to Ron O'Toole. Ron had his jersey pulled back there, but he does very well. He's going forward with it, but then he's forced to hold up and go back towards his own goals again, getting more and more frustrated. His teammates not making the runs off him, but Kelvin Riley has the possession now, and he goes back again, gives the ball away, but the referee said there was a late hit on Kelvin Riley there by one of the Downs players there, and referee is calling him in. I think Ron O'Toole had got the same thing, and Dar Egerton is the number 7 that's going to go into the referee's book there. I think very little, maybe a couple of pushes on the back there. Darrell see that one as a soft yellow card there, but the referee Alan Kine allows the free to be taken anyway. He's given the yellow card, and Sam McCartan goes into a lot of traffic there, and he's not strong enough to get through it, and eventually the foul is committed by Ron O'Toole there. Great hunger by these Downsmen, and get that ball back right in 35 metres out from their own goals. Shane Raleigh, the cornerback, did very well to win that one, and Downs have the possession, have the free, and have it taken. They start to build again. Almost past goals, almost goes astray, but Downs men hold on to possession. The ball is fired in here, fired in front of Luke. Comes out in front of his man, pushed to the ground there as he tried to get the ball away, and some of the St. Lomans subs down below us here not too happy. They thought that Luke threw the ball. Luke probably did throw the ball, but the reason he was throwing it is because he had been shoved on the back and he was gone to ground. There was nothing he could do, but he's going to take the free. The linesman just making sure he's taking it from the right position. Went short, went actually backwards with the last kick from close position. This time goes short. He's ready to take the return pass, trying to get inside his man. Hasn't much space here, but does well to hold the possession and give the ball back on to the midfielder Jonathan Lynham. Jonathan gives a lovely ball into Joey Moore, and Joey takes the opportunity to fist the ball over the bar. Probably sensible play there. Paul Doonan from the big number 8 there didn't just have the confidence to use the foot and maybe bury it in the back of Jason Daly's net.
Yeah, the goal was open again, don't we? And it's frightening to see that the Downs, every time they come forward in numbers, they're absolutely cutting through the St. Lomans defence, which has shattered it completely at times. And they could have had 2 goals already in this game. I think Joe Moran was probably right taking the score that time. I see there's a number 32 out there, but I think that's just a change of jersey. I don't think it's a substitution. I think somebody just had a jersey problem, and he's wearing the number 32 jersey.
Yeah, the kick out is taken short, and it's over the far side of the field where Ryan Jones is coming down the field with it. Gives a little short pass here to the St. Lomans man over there on the far side, and the referee said the foul is committed, and it looks like some of the Downs players have said something to the referee, not too happy about it, and the referee, and he brings the ball forward and brings it certainly into a more scored position for John Hess. And John just checking the wind, but we can tell him, John, it's in your face and probably blown. cross towards that terrace side, and he's going to take this free himself, just coming back. He's going to hit this with the right foot, and if he does, he'll probably need to hit it with the outside of his right foot to get it on target. But certainly it's within John Heston's range. Certainly a man that's capable of scoring and dragging his side back into this, and with the right foot he drilled it in. But unfortunately for John this time, that is to the right of the post there, and you know, Lomans certainly are rattled, and you know, I see subs warming up down here, Paul, and you know, I definitely think that the management will be looking at a couple of changes for the second half.
Yeah, that's a 5th wide for St. Lomans, Ray, and none of them really threatened the post as such. It's been a dominant half for the Downs. They have been excellent, I have to say, and maybe we're being a little bit disingenuous to them that we're concentrating on St. Lomans having them cut through, but the Downs are playing some lovely football, and in their half forward line they have some absolutely wonderful pace there. Conor Murray, Kieran Nolan, Kevin O'Sullivan, and particularly that man there, Philip Doherty. He has been exceptional.
Yeah, they've worked this short kick out eventually into space here where Shane Raleigh is coming forward with it. Shane has gone inside the 45-metre line, gives a pass through, trying to find Ian Martin, but good diving defensive work there from Darragh O'Keefe. Gets a hand in front of Ian, and the ball is knocked away from him, and Lomans have the possession as they go over the far side of the field with it there, and Fionn O'Hara is right back there. He's supposed to be in the corner forward position, but he's right back in the corner back position as the Lomans men come down the far side of the field. The ball given inside. Heads up play there from the Downs, trying to get Ronan O'Toole onto the ball. Ronan just got him before the Downs man got the tackle on him. Comes in central, gets the shot away, and that shot is on target, and that shot is over the bar there. Lovely score from Ronan O'Toole there. You know, it just narrows the gap, Paul, because the Downs have been doing all the play. They've got all the opportunities, but 5 points now between the sides.
Yeah, it's probably a fair reflection of it again. The Downs will really have to curtail Ronan O'Toole. I think he's the driving force behind all the games so far, and if they curtail him, which they had done for most of the first half, they had curtailed him, but he's beginning to cut loose a small bit now, and John O'Mahony and his charges are going to have to get used to that. They're going to have to get somebody to mark him, and mark him tightly. Darragh Egerton, of course, on a yellow card. He's going to have to be careful for the rest of the game. But even having said that, Ray, 5 points is probably the difference between the sides at the moment, and the best side on the field are the lads in black and amber.
The ball is kicked down the far side of the field where Conor Coughlin has made a miraculous recovery from the injury a couple of minutes ago. He's heading towards the 13-metre line, and he has the confidence just to tap that over the bar there. The number 5 there listed at right half back, but he's been over there on the left half back position. That was a great play. He's a strong athletic player. Paul Doolan showed great strength and speed there to get on to the end of that. Backed himself, came inside and tapped it over the bar. Lovely score. 8 points now for the Downs, 2 for St. Lomans. 30 minutes 45 seconds gone in this opening half. Lomans with the possession again. Kelvin Riley coming across central with it this time, over to his half back partner Conor O'Donoghue. Conor fronted up immediately by a Downs player, gets it on to Ronan O'Toole. Ronan attracts 2 Downs players with him again. Foul there, the foul then committed by Darragh Egerton, but I think really all it was there was an accidental coming together of legs. Mentors here on the sideline not too happy about it, but Ronan O'Toole, they feel, is shipping a lot of treatment here, and you know, he goes to ground there again. The linesman is in just to make sure nothing gets out of hand, but certainly Ronan O'Toole has been the centre of a lot of attention from the Downs players, Paul.
Yeah, I'm not so sure there was a whole lot in that one, Ray, I have to be honest
so
with you.
either, Paul,
I think it was a free, all right, but it's not the vitriol. The referee is after taking some serious roaring and shouting here, but I'm not so sure it was anything more than a free that time. It was an ill-timed challenge, I suppose, and Ronan O'Toole went to ground, and it was a free. There's no question or doubt about it.
The free was given, and the free has been taken, and Ronan O'Toole now gets himself onto the ball. He looks up, fires a nice ball into John Heston, and John calls the mark there, and opportunity for St. Lomans to get edge themselves that little bit closer. John taking the mark, taking the free, and puts it over the bar. John's second point just narrows the gap. 8 points now for the Downs, 3 for St. Lomans. Clock says 32 minutes and 15 seconds gone in this opening half. Trevor Martin is coming out with the kick out. Is that going to be the last action? I see the referee walking towards him. It looks like he's going to call for the ball, is he? Yes, indeed it is. It's the last action. It was an unusual move by the referee there as he walking in towards the goalkeeper. I thought he was going to throw the ball up there for a second ball, but certainly half time coming at the right time for St. Lomans. 8 points for the Downs, 3 for St. Lomans, and as you said a couple of times during that first half, it's a fair reflection on the game.
Yeah, and they've shown great hunger, the Downs. In fairness to them, they've shown tremendous hunger against going in as massive underdogs. Let's be honest about this, Ray. They're going into this game as massive underdogs. St. Lomans after contesting probably the last 5 or 6 county finals, and the driving force within Westmeath over the last number of years. But the Downs are really putting it up to them, and their pace rate is what is so striking. As soon as they break up an attack, they're coming and flooding forward in numbers, huge numbers. They possibly should have a few more scores on the boards, in my opinion. I think they will be a little bit, worried about that fact. They could have had 2 goals. Luke Loughlin had a chance, and Kevin O'Sullivan I think had a chance on it as well, and if they'd have got them, Lomans were in serious trouble, right?
Well look, Paul, we'll be back in a couple of minutes to have a look at some of those highlights from the first half, but first of all we're going to have word from our local sponsors.
TEG, proud sponsors of TEG Cusick Park, serving aviation, biopharmaceuticals and medical industries across the globe. TEG has been to the fore in the fight against COVID-19 with our customers and partners. A local business employing local people. Visit teg.com/careers to learn more. Wishing all our GAA patrons a safe passage through the championship.
Cusick Park pitch is 145 metres long. Imagine 3 of these bridge beams would make up the length of the pitch. Now transport 30 of them from Harney to Kildare. A challenge overcome by a great team with the support of a great community. My name is Pat Barrett, Project Manager, Shamer to Precast.
There's a light, a certain kind of light that never shone on me. If I ain't got you, ain't got you, baby. You don't know what it's like, baby. You don't know what it's like.
All new Renault Capture SUV for all your lives.
Yeah, Paul, that's a scoreboard over there on the far side of the field, and I don't know whether we really expected it from this Downs team, but there's one thing we certainly can't question is they are worthy leaders here, 8 points to 3 at half time.
Absolutely, and showing far more commitment and far more determination than their opponents at the moment. Apart from the Ronan O'Toole show, St. Lomans really have nothing done, and they've been cut apart. Their defence, and it's particularly at midfield, has been cut apart all through the game. This was the early scores on it. A couple of beautiful scores. This actually could have been a goal.
That was Charlie Drum that had sneaked his way all the way up from the full back position there, and a little bit more composure from Charlie that time, and certainly it was a goal on. I think we're now looking at the Luke Loughlin show. Luke, 4 points and play 1 from a free in that opening half. That was a great score with the outside of his left foot there.
Yeah, he's kind of drifted out of the game in the last few minutes, but he'll come back into it again, Ray. Like some of the scores the Downs got were exceptional scores, really, really lovely and well worked scores, and indeed, if it was heads up for a few of them, they could have got a couple of goals.
Yeah, and I think a big factor of their play is their work rate. They're closing the St. Lomans players down every opportunity. As soon as a St. Lomans player gets a ball, be it on the half back line or wherever it is, as soon as they turn, there's a yellow and black jersey hassling and harrying them, and they're making life very awkward for, as you said, Ronan O'Toole has been excellent for St. Lomans. There's one thing he won't shy away from it. That was an opportunity there from John Heslan coming in there. John took it with his left foot, but didn't get the power into it that he needed here. We're looking at another opportunity here for the Downsmen. I think it was the ball that eventually came back to Luke Loughlin. Yeah. Luke tapped it over the bar as well.
Should have been cleared twice by Lomans that one. They had 2 chances to clear it and didn't. It just shows you the pressure that they're under. This is a beautiful move. Look, it's a field long move. This started on their own 14-yard line, and this could have went anywhere.
Yeah, lovely score there. It was tapped over the bar. I think it was Kevin Sullivan on that one. But again, if you watch closely there, as the Downs break, there's players running off the shoulder all the time. they need to keep this up.
This was one that could have really put daylight between them.
There's nothing the full-back or goalie could really do, only stand and hope. It really is all they could do. And unfortunately for Luke, didn't get it inside the upright. But the Downs, they have to just keep going. This was Joey Moran's opportunity. Joey, after maybe seeing a couple of misses from players there, and just backed himself, fisted it over the bar, old style.
For goal, right?
I think this was the first score for St. Loman's, and they're only scoring that half from play coming from Ron O'Toole. Ron has shipped a fair lot of hardship and a lot of stuff there, but he's done very well for his side, and in fairness to him, he'll keep working away. But as we look down there on both sides, St. Loman's in shot now, and John O'Mahony with the Downs, and the fitness is going to be a factor, I think, for the Downs for the second half, Paul, because they've worked so hard. They'll have to work even harder because the breeze is out there. It's not really blowing directly down the middle of the field, but it certainly is easier, I think, to run and move with the ball.
Oh yeah, this game is far from over. I see Paddy Dowdall is coming into it there, and that's the panic button pressed by Loman straight away. They're not waiting till well into this second half. Paddy Dowdall has come in there almost immediately at half time, and I think they need him, Ray, if I'm going to be completely honest. I think it's Rory Sheehan actually has made way for him, but Dowdall is trying. They've brought Paddy in, I presume, to shore up that defence, because at times in that first half, Ray, they were absolutely cut apart. And but for some poor finishing by the Downs, this game could be nearly over at half time.
Yeah, absolutely. Could have been gone out of the reach at this stage if they had taken their chances. Yeah, and certainly Paddy Dowdall is a man that he's going to have an impact in this second half, because I know he has been away for a long time, and he's back in training for the last number of weeks, and I know he'll be looking forward to a hurling semi-final next week. But right now his number one priority here is to get St. Loman's over this hurdle. And some of these, it's one of these ironies of this game as well, but Luke Loughlin playing so well for the Downs at corner forward. Himself and Paddy will be lined out together in the hurling lineup. Darragh Egerton the same for the Downs. So these players all know each other. They know what Kelvin Riley, the same thing. These lads will know what Paddy Dowdall is capable of. The Downs players will. But it's going to lead, certainly, I think, to a very exciting second half. And to me, it's going to be to see, can the Downs keep up the work rate? Because if they do, and if they keep frustrating Loman's forwards, certainly we're going to have a surprise team, I think, in the county final this year with the Downs joining Terrace Pass. But it's 30 minutes away from that, and the referee is out there, Alan Coyne, and he's ready with the throw in, and the ball is broken down again. It's the Downsmen showing the hunger. They have it on the first attack, but again Kevin Sullivan trying to get a ball through there, but intercepted there by St. Loman's, and they have the possession again. Ron O'Toole grabs the ball, goes sideways across to the far side where Conor Donoghue is in a little bit of space, and Conor moves the ball on, and St. Loman's trying to build from the back. Ron O'Toole slips and falls to the ground, gives the ball back, but he has a couple of teammates there. One of them is the aforementioned Paddy Dowdall. Paddy heading down the field, but he's closed down, and he's been held there and fouled there. So the referee, Kieran Nolan, the man that commits the foul there, and the free is taken, and St. Loman's trying to up the ante, trying to up the pace here now, but they're coming sideways across the field there. Ryan Jones, the man that gives the ball over this side of the field, and again closed down immediately by the Downs. Kelvin Riley, the man there.
Tremendous work by the Downs attack there. Absolutely tremendous work that time. Conor Coughlin has had an absolutely brilliant game so far for the Downs. He's got on the scoreboard as well, Ray, and he has been the star player as well. If Luke Loughlin has got all the scores,
commentators cursed there, Paul, because ball given away there, and is picked up there by Fiona O'Hara. The ball is given inside. John Heston. John throws a dummy, drops it back onto the left foot, takes the shot, but unfortunately for St. Loman's, and I have to have a look at that twice, because John Heston, I would have put the mortgage on John Heston putting that one over the bar. Did very well. Conor Coughlin nearly undid all his good work there by kicking that ball away. But anyway, Downs get away with it.
Course race. So you mentioned the latest tone, well, he'll make a mistake.
Yeah, we won't mention Conor again, only in the positive side, but he's a good lad, and he's been playing well for his side. The ball is kicked out, broken down. St. Loman's now getting on the break. The ball broken down there, picked up there by Paul Whelan, and again good work by the referee there, because Paul Whelan was caught the ball, went to ground, but made no attempt to play it, and Alan Coyne right up on the play there. St. Loman's player is still on the ground, but the referee allows the player to go on. The physio's down there pleading the case of the player that is a head injury, but Philip Doherty has the ball, got a hefty tackle there from Sam McCartan, and he's fouled. It's right out in the centre of the field. Things livening up a little bit, Paul Doolan.
Yeah, it's becoming a little bit more physical now, I suppose, Ray. And the championship final is on the line here, so both teams are going to go give it at their full part of it, and this could get tasty before we're finished, right?
Yeah, absolutely there. Paul Whelan, the number 10 there for St. Loman's, he's not too happy with something there. The referee calling over one of the St. Loman's men, and he's going to give a card to him, and that is indeed card there for the St. Loman's man. But we look on as Conor Coughlin, he's the man that has the ball in his hand. Conor looks up. The man that went into the notebook there for St. Loman was Sam McCartan, but we'll watch the play, and the Downs are on the move again at pace over the far side of the field, coming inside. Good work there, good heads up play, lovely ball fitted inside. Ian Martin shown very well out in front of his man there, grabbed the ball and tripped and fouled, and another opportunity here for Luke Loughlin. We look out here, Paul, and there's very, very little players down in the Downs half, or the St. Loman's attacking end of the field there. Only 4 players filling inside the 45 metre line, but we'll watch now. Luke Loughlin, he has the ball in his hand. The referee is calling over one of the players. I don't know who it is, but it certainly looks like it's calling over. It's the number 19, Paddy Dowdle, being called aside there. I know certainly the linesman over on the far side called his attention to it, and if Paddy is going to go into the book, is Paddy and Kieran Nolan again, if I'm not mistaken, 2 people that played together, hurling with Clonkill, and no love lost here in this football game, but card for each of them. There it is indeed. Paddy Dowdle only in the fray at less than 4 minutes, and I think that proves the pressure that these boys are under. Luke Loughlin has the ball in his hand. He's shaping up at this free as he comes forward with the left foot. Luke, second point for Luke, 6 points today. He's got 2 from free, 4 from play, a great score. And Jason Daly, certainly he needs to show urgency, and he's out on the 20 metre line, and with the right foot fires it over to the far side where Ron O'Toole makes the run and gets himself into space and turns, and he's allowed to turn. He comes forward and he fires it in with the left foot. Lovely ball inside. John Hesson on the loop around. John Hesson this time on the scoreboard from play there. Beautiful score there for John. That ball played inside there, and John Hesson didn't stop when the ball went to his teammate there. He was on the loop around and got it and fired it over the bar. Lovely score there for the big number 14. 9 points for the Downs, 4 points for St. Loman's. No ball for the goalkeeper in there. There is one over there on the far side of the field, to see Paul, but he's just taking his time heading in there. Trevor Martin,
as any goalkeeper will do.
Absolutely. And Trevor is out, and with the right foot he kicks it, fires a great kick out into the breeze, broken down. Who's on the break? It's the St. Loman's men that step forward. They were alert to it. Sean Flanagan has it. Sean gives it off to Paul Whelan. Paul with the blue boots looks up, fires the ball in. It's going to danger. John Hesson has it. John, maybe an opportunity to point him. That just proves the danger that these St. Loman's men can create in there, and they're growing route one. Paul Doolan, you can see that ball fired in there by Paul Whelan. John Heston in front of his man. Maybe didn't realise he had a little bit of room there, possibly a goal chance there, Paul.
Yeah, it could have been a goal. He had a little bit more room than he thought, but at the same time it's a good score, and it's what was badly needed by St. Loman's, and it looks like they've gotten a grip at the centre of the field as well. The Downs have lost the last 4 kickouts. Yeah, Loman's really are coming back into this game, this third quarter. It has been their moving quarter in all their games so far, and they're at it again here in against the Downs, and they needed it.
Ball inside there where Paddy Dowdle was in space, and Paddy gives it off now to Paul Whelan. He's driving at the Downs defence, gives the ball away, and doesn't give it away, but gives it off to a teammate there. That teammate is the number 24 there, that's Fionn O'Hara. Fionn gives the ball inside and holds the possession. St. Loman's coming forward again. Kelvin Riley in a little bit of space, takes it to this side of the field, gives it to Paddy Dowdle. Paddy recycles it back into the centre goal. Sean Flanagan has it. Luke Loughlin almost intercepted there, but St. Loman's hold the possession there, and they're coming forward. David Whelan over the far side it goes. Again holding the possession. Very little options in front of him except go sideways, and Yandy uses Ronan O'Toole, and Ronan is forced back, and St. Loman's trying to break the line of defenders there, and they eventually do that and come inside, but again there's a Downs man in front of him. Super tackling again by the Downs backs there, kept their eye on the ball and certainly did very well there. And then as they were coming forward, they're caught in two minds there what to do with the ball, and the ball is eventually back in with Peter Foy. Peter gives it off to Paul Whelan. Paul tackled hard there by Shane Raleigh, gets the shot away, goes in, high ball, but this time John Heston can't get two hands on it because the Downs man was absolutely breathing down his neck there, and that ball that comes in and over the head there, and the ball out over the end line and wide. And you know, Trevor Martin is out here, and like you said, Paul, need to go on a different strategy to try and get possession from these kick-outs.
Yeah, they've just lost that midfield battle in this third quarter, and Lomans really have upped their game. They had to do it, and in fairness to them, they have shown up like the champions they are. They really have shown back up again, but the Downs are not finished yet, Ray. They're going to keep going at them.
Yeah, Kevin Sullivan, great catch there by Luke Loughlin, took the mark, and Kevin Sullivan is driving at them, and just at the last minute there a hit came in on them, and the referee deems that the hit was a little bit late, but certainly Luke Loughlin came out there, ball fired up by Trevor Martin right out in the centre field, great accuracy by the goalkeeper. Luke came out, grabbed it, didn't take the mark, didn't use it, started the attack straight away and gave it on to Kevin Sullivan. Kevin driving at that defence, and this is an opportunity here for a score.
Conor Murray, I think. Conor Murray wearing the 22, I think
32
he
is
changed
going
the
to take
jersey
it
early in the first half, right?
Yeah, obviously a blood sub for some reason anyway, but again it's a great opportunity for him. He's at centre half forward wearing that number 32, comes inside, and a lovely kick there, just guided that inside the post there. Lovely score for Conor Murray there, and for the Downs, and just lifts the little siege a little bit. 5 points now between the sides, 10 points for the Downs, 5 for St. Lomans. 8 minutes 37 seconds gone in the second half of this second semi-final of the Shea Murta sponsored Senior Football Championship. Jason Daly is back there with the ball, kicks it out. Conor Coughlin rises in the air, was unlucky because the ball broke, as just fell as he was about to get it, but Lomans are on the attack again. Peter Foy gives it inside to Sam McCartan. Sam tries to take on his man, forced back, gives it back to Sean Flanagan. Sean gives it back inside, and an opportunity for Fiona O'Hara. That time, and Fiona on the left foot had one look at the post and fired it over the bar there. Lovely score from the number 24 there, Fiona O'Hara. Beautiful score there, and 4 now between the sides again. Looks like, is there a sub been introduced here?
Jack Hogan, I think, has come in for the Downs. I don't think anybody's gone off yet. They still have 16 men on the field at the moment.
Just wait.
It's definitely Jack Hogan that's in anyway.
Yeah, we can see one of the players coming off here in a second. Jack has gone in there again, an experienced player here. We'll see who's coming off in a second.
I think it's the cornerback, is it Peter Murray?
Peter Murray, the man that's been replaced here, and we'll watch it.
He's given everything, in fairness.
Absolutely. Every one of these Downs players have given everything. But this time, St. Lomans are on the breaking ball out in the centre. Ronan O'Toole has it. A couple of players around and can't get the hand pass away. Again, what is the referee signaling? He's signaling that the ball, I think, was touched on the ground. And again, great work there. The man that came in as a sub there, I think, was in there, Jack Hogan. Jack was in there using his strength there to slow down the player there, and free is taken shortly there, and Philip O'Doherty has it, and Downsmen have the ball again. Charlie Drum is on it again. Charlie, toe to hand, gives a nice fisted pass on there where Philip Doherty is in a little bit of space. Philip steps back inside his man, holds the possession, gives it off to Luke. Luke takes on the whole St. Lomans attack or defence himself, jinks over onto a little bit of space, has a teammate in support, and the shot comes in, the shot comes high, it's dropping in, it's a dangerous ball. I think Ian Martin there, the full forward, along with Darragh O'Keefe there, jumped for that ball because it hadn't gone wide, and it goes off the hands of the full back there. A dangerous ball there because Darragh O'Keefe couldn't afford to take his eye off the ball, had to play it right out to the end, and good pressure there from Ian Martin, gets the 45, and Luke is out ready to take it straight away. Clock says we're almost 11 minutes into this second half.
Yeah, the Downs probably need this score rate. They've let Lomans back into this game in this third quarter. It is Lomans' moving quarter, has been in every game that they've played so far, and it's really damage limitation for the Downs. If they can get this one over the bar, up and over the bar, I think they're 5 points back up in the lead again, and they can push on for that fourth quarter.
Luke with the kick, but I think this one is drifting just to the left of the upright. It was some coming in, number 21, that's Kevin Regan. We'll see who's gone off here off the St. Lomans team. I think it might be Paul Whelan, the man that's coming off. Yes, it is indeed Kevin Regan being introduced. He's heading across to the far side of the field there. He's been tracked immediately by Conor Coughlin. The kick out taken short here, and Conor O'Donoghue has it, and through the hands it goes, and Loman's building again. Kelvin Riley jinks back in on his left foot. Has Conor Donoghue coming off the shoulder. Conor shows a bit of strength, gives it on to Kevin Regan. Kevin coming forward, doesn't control the ball, but has Charlie Drum coming across to close him down, and good work again by the Downsmen, and they try to get out, and the foul is committed there by Sam McCartan, and the free for the Downs taken across. Mark Kelly stood for a second there, but did very well there to get in the end, because he had John Heslin ready to make the most of any mistake there, Paul, but did very well there. Did the centre half back, he's back in on the full back line, but Charlie Drum was the man that's there. Charlie had his hand held there as he was trying to get the ball away, and it's Dara Egerton coming through. Dara goes to ground. St. Loman's man came in late on Dara Egerton on the ground.
Very late, Ray. I don't think the referee or the linesman has seen it.
No one has seen it there, but
Conor Donoghue was very lucky there, Ray.
Yeah, but the referee just...
In fairness to Alan Coyne, he had his back turned to the play at that time, and we can't fault him for that.
But Dara Egerton did very well there for his side. He's seen a gap, he came out through the gap there, but was fouled then, and the free is taken quickly here now, and Kieran Nolan is on the play again. Kieran driving down the sideline, has Kevin Sullivan there for support. Kevin does very well, has the ball, takes on a couple of Loman's men, great strength there, steps inside a couple of more tackles, does very well to hold on to the ball, tries to get it away, but unfortunately for Kevin,
good decision by Alan Coyne there.
Yeah, he was smothered up there.
He just ran into too much trouble, Ray.
Yeah, absolutely, but he did very well. He's been game all through the game. He's got a score. He's taking the game to St. Loman's backs at every opportunity. Strong player, athletic player, and the free is taken, and St. Loman's go across the far side of the field then, and they're holding the possession, running the tool, orchestrating everything over there. Ball given in as far as Peter Foy, and through the hands it goes, and St. Loman's with Kelvin Riley then moving across this side of the field where they have a spare man here. That's David Whelan, the number 18. David goes central, gives it into Kevin Regan. Kevin shovel pass over the top here, and St. Loman's are building again, and Fola's on the ball. Fola gives the ball away to one of his teammates there, and Ronan O'Toole then steps in to take it, and Ronan has a Downsman in his face as soon as he gets the ball, gives it short pass there, and Downsman there trying to reach in to get hands on the ball there, but just pushed. I think it's Paddy Dowdle, the man there showing his experience, just goes to ground there, and the free is awarded. This free is going to be about 55 metres out from the Downs goals, and John Heston is out to take it, and John certainly will back himself. What breezes in it is on his back, and it's in his favour, and we look across at the flags on the far side of the field, but John is eyeing nothing, only those two uprights, and he comes forward and kicks it with the right foot. It's dropping in, but unfortunately for John, not on target from the frees today, Paul. That certainly you would imagine was within John Heston's range.
Oh, absolutely, Ray. I'm astounded that I've seen John Heston kick so many wides from frees today, and that one wasn't even close. That's 7 wides for St. Loman's today, 7 very, very poor ones, if the truth be known. And it's put them under serious pressure, Ray. They're 4 points down. We're almost at the second water break here, and if the Downs make a bit of a push here, it's going to be very, very hard for anybody to come back, and particularly from 4 points down. But Fola with the ball now.
Fola's charging right in towards the D there. A couple of players get in around. The referee said there was a shoulder tackle there, and the Downsmen turn it over. The substitutes here for St. Loman's not too happy about that, but great work there, great tracking back there by the Downs players, and got the bodies in around it there, and they have the ball now out on their own 65 metre line, and the foul committed there, and the free for the Downs, and probably need just to settle things down again, and good heads up play. Somebody has called it, because just need to leave the ball. We've seen Fola there breaking strongly in there, Paul. Carry that in, and a couple of hops maybe as well there, but he goes to ground.
It was a little unfortunate there. I thought it was a foul, to be honest with you,
but the referee doesn't see it that way, and the Downs have the ball here now. Driven in by Jonathan Lyon, and Jonathan gives it into Luke. Luke trying to get onto his left foot. Has he got it right one? He has, but it's a swinger. That time just gets it in as far as Jason Daly in the goals there. St. Loman's turn it over, and Conor Donoghue with the ball again over on the far side of the field into Paddy Dowdle. Paddy holds the ball, looking for a runner to come off, and then uses the little dummy and gets the ball into space there, where Fiona O'Hara had the ball, coming forward again. Runners breaking for St. Loman's, charging forward. Paddy Dowdle still coming in, gives a little ball off to his left hand side. The ball is with Sam McCartan. Sam feeds the ball out again where Ronan O'Toole has it running, jinking and twisting and turning, gives it back to Kevin Regan. Kevin moves it across here to John Hesson. John had a look at the post, forced off his right and back onto his left, but then gets a little bit of space and gets the shot away with the left foot, and that's a fabulous score from John Hesson. More like the John Hesson we know, Paul Doolan, and in the finishing stakes.
Yeah, form is temporary, but class is permanent. That's the reality of it all. And John Hesselin has really stepped up in that third quarter for St. Lomans. And you know, with 3 points between them, Ray, Lomans look like they're finishing with a wet sail here. If they can pull it back now, if they can get back level, I think they could be the ones that push on. But at the moment, the Downs need a score and they need it quick.
Yeah, absolutely. But you know, that's been a good third quarter for St. Lomans, as you said. But you know, the Downs they're sticking manfully to the task here. There's only 3 between them, but they still have their nose in front. And you know, they were under pressure. The same thing against Gary Castle, and they held on to it as well. So you know, it's certainly all to play for. You know?
Yeah, well, of course, the scoreline you're certainly looking. You'd rather be looking at it than looking for it. 3 points is the difference between the sides as we head into this last quarter. Loman's are going to need someone to stand up. John Heslin, in fairness to him, in that third quarter stood up tall. Ronan O'Toole still is not as effective as he has been in other games, and that's credit to the Downs defence. But they're going to need somebody else to stand up with John Heslin. They're going to need somebody to lead him. Paddy Dowdle has come onto the field now. He certainly has made a difference since he came on. But they're going to need other hands. They're going to need more than one person to just stand up here and win this game for them, if they are going to win this game. And if the Downs now, it's how they perform in this last quarter, it's going to come down to fitness levels, in my opinion. If they can keep that pace up that they've used for so far in this game, I think they could still be in with a chance here.
Yeah, absolutely. And the ball is in on Trevor Martin's 20-metre line. He's going to start to play again with a kick out after that fine point from John Heston here, and Trevor is making his way back here. Certainly there's lots to play for here. Referee just making sure that everyone is back in position, umpires included, and Trevor Martin there, all eyes on him as he comes forward, gets a nice kick out into the wind, hangs it up there, up they go. Luke Loughlin broke it in across the top of a couple of players but didn't get a hand on the ball, and it's the St. Lomans men that are there for the breaking ball, and Kelvin Riley treads one into John Heston. John out in front of his man, shrugs him off, gets it over onto his left foot, takes the shot off the upright, and not only off the upright, drops back out on the 20-metre line, and Dara Egerton is awake for the danger there, and Dara did very well there, give it off to Shane Raleigh, and the Downs are over on the far side of the field, holding the possession there. Foul committed there by Fola. Free for the Downs, halfway between the 45 and 65 metre line, waiting for somebody to make a run there. No one makes a run there, just slowing it down, and the ball is eventually kicked, and into space goes Kevin Sullivan. Kevin is over there wearing the number 12, takes on his man. Not dispossessed fully, but he's under pressure, but he does very well to keep possession. Comes away from his man, comes inside the tackle, shows great strength here, great work there by the Downsmen, and great work here now. Working inside there, ball doesn't just go to hand, with a high tackle around the neck there, surely to the referee not allowing the play to go on. The ball is on the ground. Who has it? It's the Downsmen that have it, but they're burned out. I think the referee eventually allows the play and the ball to be turned over, and St. Lomans have it. They're coming forward again. Roland O'Toole has it again. There was an opportunity there for the Downs for the score there, and they need to be taking the ball because David Whelan is charging out over on the far side of the field, where he uses Fola for support. Fola gives it inside where Kevin Regan is on. Kevin missed time tackle there by Dar Egerton, gets the ball forward. Roland O'Toole is on it again, knife and through towards the 20-metre line, dragged to the ground here. I think that's Conor Coughlin is in the number 5 that dragged it to the ground here, and St. Lomans mentors here would just have a look at that again. What's the referee going to do, Paul?
I think it's another card. Whoever it is going to get a card. Conor Coughlin, I think it is.
The number 5, we'll see he's getting.
I don't think there's any doubt about it. I think it's possibly black, Ray, but I'm not 100% sure. I thought it was a deliberate drag down, which is what the black card was
supposed to be for. Certainly Ronan O'Toole there. The referee is down having a look and seeing who the number is, and I think that number is the number 5, Conor Coughlin. We'll just see what the colour is the card that the referee's issued. It's a black card, and I think the referee within his rights now, that puts serious pressure on these Downs players, because we're inside the last 10 minutes, Paul. Probably a little bit to be added on, but they're down to 14 men for the last 10 minutes of this game. John Hesson has the free, and he's more than likely going to punish it on the double. again with the right foot from the 20-metre line, and he fires it over the bar and narrows the gap even more so. Third free for John Heston to go with the 3 he's got from play. 2 points now between the sides. What will the Downs do, Paul? They'll have to take somebody back from the forward line.
Bit of carrying on going on.
Yeah, the mere foreigner for the Downs who
should be on the field, really.
Well,
Bottom line of it all.
Well, he's entitled to run in, Paul. It's a break in the play. He's entitled to go in, and Paddy Dowd there stepping in and trying to intercept. The word is coming from the mentors here on that side, this side of the field. But Trevor Martin kicks the ball out there, and well grabbed there by Kevin Sullivan, and Kevin calls the mark and takes the mark. But again, it's a dangerous ball, giving it back towards his own goals. John Heston steps in front of his man. John, free has been awarded. He had given the ball inside, but the referee said, we'll go back.
In fairness, Alan Coyne, I think he had blown beforehand, Ray, to be
absolutely.
honest.
But
John didn't look like he was going to get a touch at the ball at that stage, and I have to give the referee the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, absolutely, your referee the benefit of the doubt. But you know, it's suicide that I can't understand. I don't care what breeze is in their face, but a man to get a free and turn and try and give it back 25 metres to a man who was in a standing position and puts him under pressure. And you know, the experience there of John Heston, he didn't hang around, he stepped in. And this is certainly an opportunity now to narrow the gap down to the solitary point, and certainly one we would expect John Heston to put over the bar. He's got 3 from frees already, 3 from play as well. Certainly this is one of the most important ones of the day so far. But John coming forward now with the right foot, kicks it high, and it's the men in the Downs in the goals can do nothing else when they look up on the ball. Splits the uprights. Another score there for John Heston. 7 now of the 9 that St. Lomans have scored have come from the foot of John Heston. But he's a great quality player. He's a great asset to any team, and certainly, you know, he's a huge leader for his team, St. Lomans, here in this semi-final as well. Certainly to the 4. Trevor Martin rifles out the far side of the field, but suddenly the St. Lomans men are all over the place, and they have the extra seemingly pep in their step. And Foley gives the ball in to Paddy Dowd. Paddy immediately closed down by Luke Loughlin, holds on to the ball, gives it back to David Whelan. David to Kevin Regan, and Kelvin Riley then comes on to the ball. He has a spare man over on the far side of the field, and that man is Conor Dunno as he's coming forward down the far side. Gives the ball inside here, and Ron O'Toole coming central. Gives a fisted pass inside here where David Whelan is on the Downs 45 metre line. Fisted ball out here as far as Peter Foy. Peter gives it on to the runner going forward there. Good work there by St. Lomans. Go into the attention there, but good discipline by the Downs backs there. Turn that one over, Paul, because you know certainly the opportunity there. The Lomans were probing for the equaliser. We can see there's a sub coming on here.
Adam Loughlin
being introduced. We'll see who's going off in a second, but certainly Downs. See who's gone off yet. We haven't seen just yet, but certainly Adam Loughlin is the number 27 that has come on. Yeah, Philip Doherty is the man that's been replaced here. I think he's jogging his way over towards the sideline here. Linesman just holding the play until he leaves the field, and ball is taken short by Luke Loughlin, and Luke takes a return pass from Trevor Martin, but inside there. But Luke is a long way from the Downs goals. He comes forward, being tackled hard, steps by a couple of tackles, does great work there, gives the ball inside to Jack Hogan. Jack shown great strength, driving forward, certainly what the Downs needed, but he's closed down by the St. Lomans man. Goes to ground, couple of hits coming in, but great work there from Jack Hogan there and Luke Loughlin. Luke shipped a lot of punishment there as he got that ball out of the corner, but he's back on his feet again. Paul Doon, the ball has been tipped down the stand here, down the tunnel here. Downsmen, they're hanging around, they're waiting for it. There'll be no hurry. I seen someone gone down after the ball there, but Luke, he's taking the replacement ball that has come in. He takes it short, gives it down the line. Nice short ball to Kieran Nolan. Kieran faced up immediately by Conor Dunno, takes on Conor Dunno, going around him. Was he being fouled? Referee has his hand in the air.
Rather simple foul.
Simple foul there, but
there in fairness,
I think great heads up play by Kieran Nolan. He knew he was, once he took on the man in the way the Gaelic football rules are going, Paul Doran, you take on a man, there's nearly only 2 ways you can be stopped, and one of them is nearly always the way it happens. That's illegal. He arms around him. The ball now is in the hands of Conor Murray, and this is a crucial kick, Paul Doran. We're 26 minutes gone on in the second half. This free to suit the right footed kicker, but remember he's kicking it into the wind. Oh, with the right foot, it's dropping it over the bar. That's a lovely score. Beautiful pressure point there from the number 32, the centre forward there, Conor Murray. Paul Doon, I'm going to mention one thing, and it's something that's crept into the game, and it's something that annoys me, is when players are taking frees, everybody shout on the side and how long. It's something that has crept into it.
I have to agree with you, Ray. It was on the tip of my tongue to say it there.
Great feeling
it's
there.
Absolute nonsense of it, making a nonsense of the game.
Fowler grabs that ball in the middle of the field, and the downs through St. Loman's through David Whelan are on the move. David decides not to take the score himself, gives it off to Ronan O'Toole. Ronan forced onto his right foot, gets a shot in, but as he was pushed to the ground there, gets it over the bar. Great score for Ronan O'Toole, but a great grab there. But yes, Paul, to go back to that is something that has crept into the game, from both benches and whatever else. How long, and I think it's up to the referees to do something about it. Grasp it, give a free against the team for whatever is shouting. But it's something just that annoys me certainly as a commentator and going to games. But that's a little gripe that I have, and that's out of the way.
I agree with you, Ray.
Trevor Martin with the kick out, but he can't find it. Black and amber jersey, and St. Loman's are on the move again. Sean Flanagan has it coming forward here, gives the pass here to Kevin Regan. Little hand in error, but St. Loman's have 3 or 4 men spare out here, and one of them is Conor Donoghue, and Conor is coming forward. He has Fionn O'Hara in space here. Fionn jinks inside, closed down by Luke Loughlin, uses Conor Donoghue again. Conor almost closed down. Luke, quick hands trying to get in there. Sean Flanagan recycles back with Kevin Regan, back further to David Whelan. He goes centred to Fola shovel passes it off, and St. Loman's hold the possession. They're just outside the Downs 45 metre line. Runners coming on the loop around. Kelvin Riley is the latest to come around, gives it on to Peter Foy again, back to Kevin Regan, back to Fola back to Kevin Regan, holding the possession over on the far side. Ronan O'Toole looks to straighten the line, comes centre, gets himself onto the right foot, gets a little bit of space. Lovely score, the equalising point there in the 28.5 minute. That was a great score by Ronan O'Toole, and certainly St. Loman's 2 county men inside in that forward line. Centre forward Ronan O'Toole and John Hesson at full forward have really come to the fore for their side.
Yeah, and how apt it was that Ronan O'Toole got that score. He has been without doubt the excellent player that he was in the second half. He's been tremendous for them. He's virtually stirred them. Himself and John Heslin have really come into this game, particularly in this second half. But there's a wonderful catch
Jonathan Lynham at a really important time, but he's attempted shot, getting it in towards Ian Martin, doesn't go to hand, and Ian maybe committed the foul, but the referee allows the play to go on because Lomans have possession, and Paddy Dowdall has it. Paddy being closed down by Kieran Dolan. Paddy goes to ground, foul there on the 45 metre line. Paddy just gets up, throws the ball to Kevin Regan, but either John Hesson or Ronan O'Toole. In fact, it looks like it's John Hesson that's making his way out
for the Downs there. Number 20 Dylan Carroll has gone in, but I didn't see anybody coming off.
Not yet, but I think there's a man making his way off down here below us here.
Ian Martin.
Ian has certainly given his all as well. That time just beaten on that last ball, but all eyes now on John Hesson as the clock heads into the 30th minute of this second half. Sides level, 11 points apiece as John robs a few yards, and with the outside of the right boot drives it in, but unfortunately for John, that one didn't curl the way he hoped for, and ball is out over the end line and wide, and every kick out now is so important.
The Downs is a little bit fortunate at that time, I suppose, to give away a soft free like that. You're only inviting John O'Heslin. He won't miss them all, Ray. He's going to get one of them. And I think the Downs are better off now. They look like they're going into a completely defensive pattern, whereas I think if they go and attack, they have been excellent.
The kick out over on the far side of the field. Both sets of players pleading for it, but the linesman over there, the signal that it had gone off. A black and amber hand there, and line ball for the Downs, or for St. Loman's, and they have it, and they're building again here. David Whelan's in a lot of space here. Yeah, absolutely, Paul. The Downs have gone back and could do with getting Luke Loughlin back further up the field again, but the ball is here now. Luke is trying to get a tackle on Sean Flanagan. Sean does very well to hold it. Ronan O'Toole coming across, this time couple of Downs players left on the ground. Ronan has time to get the ball, lift his head up and holds the possession. Ball with Kevin Regan, and through the hands Kelvin Riley. Over there the far side is Conor O'Donoghue in a lot of space. He's halfway between the 20 metre line and the 45 metre line. Ball is given inside. John Hesson is coming out and tackled hard. Downsman getting around. John goes to ground. What's the signal? The signal is a free in. I don't know, Paul, a little bit of inconsistency. There's some of those frees certainly have gone in favour of the defenders when they got the bodies around them. That time the referee signals that the foul was committed by the Downs backs there, and I think there's a mentor over on the far side of the field. He's not too happy with it either. He's been sent to the terrace, but all eyes now on John Hesson as Conor Coughlin makes his way back onto the field. His period spent in the sin bin, and
I think that free was of the very soft variety.
Yeah,
I have to be honest with you,
absolutely.
It's probably more than John Hesselin has deserved. He's come in for a lot of punishment tonight.
Takes the kick with the right foot, and the signal is that one has gone over the bar. That's the score for John Hesson, and St. Lomans are in the lead for the first time in the game, but it's probably the right time to be in the lead.
Conrad Riley has come in for St. Lomans as well, Ray. Nobody has come off the field yet, but Conrad Riley is definitely in on the play.
Player coming across this side, we'll see who it is. It's Peter Foy. This man has been replaced, but Peter Martin, this is a crucial kick out for his side. Certainly numbers are back level again, and certainly a chance maybe for the Downs to get Luke Loughlin back up the field a little bit. We'll see, he has his hand up in the air down here as Trevor Martin ready with the kick out. Trevor is going to drive it down the centre. Lots of players going for the ball, broken down by Foley there, but broken into the hand of a Downs man, and that man is Kevin Sullivan. Kevin does very well, takes the free quickly. Ball is given on, and a chance here now for Kieran Nolan to come forward. Kieran trying to get inside, the hero of the game against Gary Castle, gives it back here to Jonathan Lineman. Downs holding the possession. They need to manufacture, get the ball into the score, get Luke Loughlin on the ball if possible. Ball is fisted inside. Charlie the full back, he gives the ball inside, had his arm held there as he tried to get the pass away, and the hit comes in there. A little bit of frustration by the Downs players there on the St. Lomans man. The hit comes in there. Is that John Hesson? No, it's not. I think it's the full back that's back there. No, it isn't, but we'll watch it. The free is given out. That's all that St. Lomans are worried about. They have the ball and they're trying to come out with Kevin Sullivan doing his best to block that avenue for the St. Lomans man. They're under pressure in there. Darragh O'Keefe been forced back towards his own goal, back in towards the goalkeeper. Jason Daly is under pressure but has time to get it across here this side of the field, and St. Lomans get themselves out of a tight corner, and the ball is fisted down here, and Lomans have it again here now, and ball fisted on. Jack Hogan trying to get his hands on it, but it's gathered well there by Fiona Hara. Ball then given inside, and charging forward is David Whelan. David has a spare man over on the far side. Opportunity. Oh, the shot comes in. It's over the bar, but it could have been a goal.
Sean Flanagan,
the big midfielder, I think, to put that one over the bar. But certainly Trevor Martin had committed to come off the goal. There was nothing else he could do. He had to come out, try and close down the angle, but Sean coming at pace, but got the shot, and ball, a high tackle there by Ronan O'Toole there on Joey Moore, and the free given and the taken straight away, and Mark Kelly in a little bit of space over on the far side of the field. Mark steps away from John Heston. The referee, is he going to give them one last chance? The clock says 34 minutes 23 seconds gone. Joey Moore is trying to come forward with this ball, gives the ball inside the Downs. Kevin Sullivan steps inside the tackle. Kevin is carrying it forward, needs to get it in quickly, has a spare man over on the far side. Spare man drops the ball across into the centre. It's hanging. It's up in the air. It's batted around. It comes away from the goals, and in fact that's the last action of the half of the game, of the semi-final. And how close for the Downsmen. That ball bounced around, just wouldn't go to the right man in the right place, and heartbreak for the Downsmen, but it's victory for St. Lomans on the narrowest of margin, 2 points between the sides. St. Lomans through to the final for 2020 where they'll meet Terrence Pass, but it's heartbreak for the Downsmen. I see Declan Kelly coming across almost apologetic to the Downs, because the Downs, they put in a huge effort there, Paul Doolan, but come up ultimately short in the end.
I think the black card, Ray, had a huge influence on the game, if I'm being honest, and there's no question about it. Alan Coyne, I think, was absolutely right in issuing that black card, but it had a huge influence on the game, because St. Lomans seemed to lift their game from that point. They lifted their game in the third quarter and into the last quarter. That's where they won it. But the Downs will be so disappointed. They had come so close, in my opinion, to just allow too many soft frees, and they allowed too many soft scores, and when they had the ascendancy themselves, I think they should have punished St. Lomans a little bit more.
Yeah, we're looking at some of the highlights here. That one from John Heston possibly could have been finished at the back of the net, but John, a real leader for his side here. 8 points for each side in total, but certainly led by example in there. But 3 points from Ronan O'Toole were crucial as well, Paul. The two big men stood up when they were badly needed for their team.
Yeah, and when you need leaders, Ray, that's when they come to the fore, and those two lads come to the fore tonight. I thought Paddy Dowdle coming on at half time had a huge influence, and I have to say, Kevin Regan at 21, when he came in, he made a huge difference in my opinion to the Downs. I thought, or to St. Loman's, I thought he just added that little bit of spark, that little bit of extra fire on it, and the Downs pace from the first half, they just couldn't continue on with at that pace, and it told in the end. And unfortunately the loss of a man then for 10 minutes proved the crucial area in my opinion, and the Downs have to go back to the drawing board again, but they came so close, Ray, so close.
Yeah, monumental effort from the Downs here. We're just watching the last of those scores coming for St. Loman's there. You know, John Heston with the free, and I think the final score might have came from Sean Flanagan. You know, at the very end of the game, the big midfielder got in the end of it here. We see it here, this last opportunity here, and certainly Trevor Martin did all he could do to come out, but you know, if it was rolled in, it possibly could have ended up in the back of the net, but wasn't needed for St. Loman's tonight. And you know, we're watching the last ball, you see it there, ball broke inside out, that it could have gone anywhere, and eventually fell into the hand of a St. Loman's player, and the referee Alan Coyne called an end to the game there. We can see some of the Downs bench down there absolutely heartbroken, but you know, credit to them in the Downs. You know, they've been maybe down for a little while, but certainly with that group of players out there, their underage, you know, work that they put in is certainly coming to fruition, and you know, they'll be disappointed. You know, Luke Loughlin did as much as anyone could do, but you know, had to come away further from the goals. And you know, I said it earlier, Paul, the wind was a huge factor in this as well, but you know, St. Loman's took the chances, and ultimately the team that takes the chances gets the scores on the board, and they had the two extra ones, and you know, are going through to a county final again.
Yeah, concession of too many easy frees as well, Ray, in my opinion, and again, I wouldn't be critical of the referee at all. I think there were frees, some of them maybe of the soft variety, and on both sides, but look, that's just the way the game is, and it's up to you to finish them off as best you can. And of course, in John Heston, you have one of the best free takers, not alone in Westmeath, but also in the country.
Yeah, absolutely. But we're going to bring things to a conclusion here in TEG Cusick Park here, and we now know who the teams are for this year's senior football final of the Shane Murtagh sponsored competition here, and it's going to be St. Loman's from Mullingar. They're victorious here this evening on a scoreline of 13 points to the Downs 11 points, and they'll look forward to 2 weeks' time to taking on Terrace Pass in that senior final. But from myself, Ray Gavin, from Paul Doolan on co-commentary here in TG Cusick Park from Ear VTV, it's goodbye from us for this weekend.
TEG, proud sponsors of TEG Cusick Park, serving aviation, biopharmaceuticals and medical industries across the globe. TEG has been to the fore in the fight against COVID-19 with our customers and partners. A local business employing local people. Visit teg.com/careers to learn more. Wishing all our GAA patrons a safe passage through the championship.
Cusick Park pitch is 145 metres long. Imagine 3 of these bridge beams would make up the length of the pitch. Now transport 30 of them from Harney to Kildare. A challenge overcome by a great team with the support of a great community. My name is Pat Barrett, Project Manager, Shane Murtagh Precast.
There's a light, a certain kind of light that never shone on me. If I ain't got you, ain't got you, baby. You don't know what it's like, baby. You don't know what it's like.
All new Renault Capture SUV for all your lives.